I will Dandavat pranams to all the assembled devotees. I think recording has already started, right, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, it's been live streamed to the YouTube. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll just read a quote from for chanting, and then one should learn how to associate with the devotees of the Lord by gathering with them to chant the glories of the Lord. This process is most purifying as devotees thus develop their loving friendship. They feed mutual happiness and they feel mutual happiness and satisfaction. And by thus encouraging one another, they are able to give up material sense gratification, which is the cause of all suffering. Srimad Bhagvatam 11.3.30. So this is from Srimad Bhagavatam's purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Once again, my humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees. I welcome all to Everyday Chant Harinam conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Sri Badrayani Das Prabhu to enlighten us on verse 19, chapter 12 of Canto 6. Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Please take over the session.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. So let's go and discuss. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So chapter 12 is entitled as a glorious death of Vritasura. So I will read text number 19. We will read the translation purport and then we will discuss. Indra Uvacha Aho Danavasiddhosi Yasya te matiridrasi Bhakta Sarvatma Manatmanam Suhrudam Jagadishwaram. Translation. Indra said, O great demon, I see by your discrimination and endurance in devotional service, despite your dangerous position, that you are a perfect devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Super Soul and friend of everyone. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 6.22, Yam labha chaparam labham manyate nadikam tata yasmin stito na dukkena gurunapi vichalyate. Established in Krishna consciousness, one never departs from the truth, and upon gaining this, he thinks there is no greater gain. Being situated in such a position, one is never shaken, even in the midst of the greatest difficulty. An unalloyed devotee is never disturbed by any kind of trying circumstances. Indra was surprised to see that Vritasura, undisturbed, was fixed in devotional service to the Lord. For such a mentality is impossible for a demon. However, by the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, anyone can become an exalted devotee. Striyo Vaishyas Tato Sudras Te Piyanti Param Gatim An unalloyed devotee is sure to return home back to Godhead. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatantvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namavom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaura Tvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Srimad Bhagvatam is such a wonderful scripture. Like Vaishnavas, they refer to, especially in Gaudiya Madhva Vaishnava Sampradaya, 3 books. One is Bhagavad Gita, and the second one is Srimad Bhagavatam, and third one is Chaitanya Charitamrita. Bhagavad Gita is all about Krishna's instructions to Arjuna, as Arjuna wanted to run away from battlefield. Krishna is trying to instruct Arjuna that is his duty as a Kshatriya. He should be fighting it. And he should be fighting for dharma, not for his own sense gratification. And Srimad Bhagavatam talks about Krishna's and as well as his devotees' life, or it glorifies Krishna and it glorifies Krishna's devotees. Normal idea is that the devotee means devotee should be a Brahmin, or devotee means devotee should be in mode of goodness, and devotee should be having all the good qualities. But Srimad Bhagavatam gives wide varieties of devotees. As Srila Prabhupada talks about in the purport, that this devotee, or he talks about the devotional service. anyone can take up a devotional service. And Prabhupada quotes a verse. This talks about Striyo Vaishyas Tato Sudras Te Piyanti Param Gatim. Stris, that is women, and as well as the Vaishyas, that is mercantile people, and as well as the Sudras. All of them also can take up a devotional service. And Srimad Bhagvatam talks about the devotees, as I said, wide varieties. Devotees, those who are Stri, women, talks about Mother Kunti, talks about Mother Uttara, how they are devoted to Sri Krishna as such. And Srimad Bhagavatam talks about the devotee as the king. The person who is ruling the kingdom, he is the devotee. It talks about that. Prithu Maharaj talks about it. There are so many of them. We can see. Bharat Maharaj talks about it. And Srimad Bhagavatam talks about the devotee who is a child. Talks about Dhruva Maharaj, he talks about Prahlad Maharaj. And Srimad Bhagavatam also talks about the devotee who is a demon. It's a demon, if you see in the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna talks about the who is a devotee and who is a demon. He talks about the qualities of a devotee and qualities of a demon. So demon qualities are totally different, whereas here we see Vrutasura is the demon and he is the devotee of a Supreme Lord. And same thing we can see, the devotee of a Supreme Lord who is the demon, Bali Maharaj. The demon, the qualification or the qualities of a demon Krishna speaks about in Bhagavad Gita, they do not have a faith in scriptures. That's how it's called as demon, but here we can see it's just slightly different. We can talk more about this is a super subject actually. Such a is enlivening topic of talking about Vrutasura. The heart dances as we discuss about Vrutasura. Here is the demon who comes to kill Indra, who is known as a Devata. Deva, one of the Deva, or is the head of all the Devas, who is coming here to kill him, who is fighting with Indra to kill him, and he is the devotee of the Lord. Whereas on the other hand, the Indra, we know normally at this point that the Devas are the ones who are devotees of Supreme Lord. That's how they have been given that position. And this person is so much worried about his position, so much worried about where he is going to lose the war. He goes to Muni, Dadichi, and then asks him, can I have your bones? So in a way, he is asking him, can you please die for me? On the other hand, here we see Vrutasura. He is ready to die in the war so that he can go back to spiritual world as quickly as possible. And Srimad Bhagavatam talks about the devotee who is an animal. Gajendra Moksha, which we can read, talks about. So, devotional service, anybody can take up. Srimad Bhagavatam gives a full explanation, not necessary that only in Kali Yuga we can talk about, oh, this dog is coming to me close whenever I'm chanting. or that cow is standing close to me when I'm chanting, or dancing when I'm chanting. This person is a Malecha, Yavana, he is taken up a devotional service. No, even in the previous ages also there are the cases where they have taken up a devotional service. Those who are not qualified to take up a devotional service. And those one cannot imagine that they can take up a devotional service. Those kind of people are all. Srimad Bhagavatam records that, and then we all get to read and hear about them. Srimad Bhagavatam talks about a Shudra who has become a devotee. Son of a servant maid, Narada Muni, in his previous birth. He is a devotee. So there is no bar for somebody to become as a devotee. And in fact, these people, those who become devotees, and they have been discussed in Srimad Bhagavatam, means one can understand what is their position, what are their glories. Srila Prabhupada will write a book on Mother, teachings of Mother Kunti, teachings of Queen Kunti, he writes a book. It's a big book. And then Prabhupada also writes about Narada Bhakti Sutra, who is again in his previous birth, son of a servant maid. And Prabhupada also writes a book about Mukunda Mala Stotra, who is about the King Kurukshetra, who is the devotee of Supreme Lord. The unallied devotees, these are all. They are not disturbed by circumstances. Bali Maharaj is not disturbed by circumstances. Even though he is his position is the king of all the demons, and then even though it has been told by his guru that this person is Vishnu himself, and if you give him charity, then you will not have anything. But he didn't flinch. He happily gave charity, whatever is asked by Vaman Deva. And after giving a charity, when the situation came in such a way that he has been tied up and chastising, Vaman Dev is chastising Bali Maharaj, he is not disturbed. He is continue to be favorable to Vaman Dev. Now the same thing here we see, even though it is the trying conditions, even though it is such a difficult conditions that he is going to leave his body, in this entire material world, who don't love their body, who is not scared of death? Everybody is scared of death. And here, seeing this personality, he wants to die as quick as possible. In the previous verses, we saw that when he threw the trident, and that trident, Indra could able to dodge the trident. When he throws a club, and because of that club, when it hit Airavat shaken, and then Indra also shaken, and then the thunderbolt from his hand, it falls down. And Indra was feeling so shy. It's almost like a defeat. And he is encouraging Indra, and he is giving instructions, and he is talking a philosophy to Indra to pick up a trident and then fight with him. He is not worried that he is going to die. So that is the quality of a pure devotee. We are showing his pure devotee qualities as such. And after he spoke, then Indra starts speaking to him. And in this verse, Indra is talking about Aho Danava Siddhosi, he's saying. Indra Uvacha. Indra is saying, hello, Danava. Danava means a demon. Indra is not addressing him as a devotee, he is addressing him as a demon. Oh, demon. And then what Indra is talking about? Siddha. Siddhosi, you are a Siddha. We talk about this. There are two types of living entities, Nitya Baddha and Nitya Siddha. Nitya Baddha is eternally conditioned and Nitya Siddha is eternally liberated. So Indra is talking about this personality as a Siddha who is liberated. Siddhosi. Yasyate matir hidrasi. Yasya means whose? That is you. Matir, your consciousness. How is his consciousness? Hidrasi, like this. What is that? Bhakta. That is your great devotee. Sarvatmana. Sarvatmana means without any deviation. Ekeha Kurunandana. That is the consciousness of a devotee. That is the consciousness of this personality, Vritasura. Sarvatmana, Atmanam, that is super soul. He is a great devotee without any deviation to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is Indra is glorifying this personality. What a glorious personality this person is. Even though he is in the body of a demon, but he is still devotee of Krishna. And this we can see when somebody becomes as a devotee of Krishna, either by the mercy of Krishna. Of course, it happens only by the mercy of Supreme Lord, because devotional service, Krishna can give anything, but he won't give devotional service. But he gives devotional service on the obligation of another devotee. And this person is fixed in his devotional service. He is not running away from the devotional service because situation is now he is going to die. Better to leave this battlefield so that I can live. No. Even though situations is such a difficult situation, he stood on the ground and he is fighting. That is his duty. He is performing his duty, but at the same time, he is fully in consciousness of Krishna. And that's what Krishna wanted from Arjuna. This is the situation, and this is how Krishna wanted Arjuna to fight. Because Arjuna is thinking that war, what he's fighting, is for his sake, is for the sake of Pandavas. And Krishna is telling, no, Arjuna, this is not for you, for your sake. If not Pandavas, there will be somebody else in the place of Arjuna, in the place of Pandavas. Because that war is the Dharma Yuddha. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsavaha. So Dharma kshetra, that Yuddha is a Dharma Yuddha. Krishna is wanted to have this war because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya chadushkrutam dharma samsthapanardhaya sambhavami yuge yuge. He comes again and again to kill the demons and to protect his devotees. And before that he says, wherever, whenever, when the religion is declining, I appear to protect this dharma, protect the religion. Yada yada hi dharmasya. Glanirbhavati bharata abhyudanam adharmasya tadatmanam smrijamyam. That is the reason he appears. And that's what Krishna wanted Arjuna to fight, for that sake, not for the sake of Arjuna. Arjuna was thinking that if I fight this war, I'm going to win this war. If I fight this war, then I have to kill these many people. And because of that, I'm going to get sinful reactions. So this is what Arjuna's thought process was. And that's why Krishna condemns Arjuna, that Arjuna is now attached to his body and he is thinking that this war is for his sake. And that's where Krishna is talking to Arjuna, understanding the root of a problem. That's where Krishna talks to Arjuna, Natve vaham jatunasam, Natve neme janadipa, Nachaiva bhavishyama, Sarve vayam ataparam. So you are not this body, you are spirit soul. So this war is not for your sake. This war is happening because I wanted this war, because this is Dharma Yuddha. And that's what Vritasura is fighting. He is not fighting for his own sake. And since he has been created to kill Indra, so that is his duty. He is doing his duty to kill Indra. That is the Vritasura. He understood the Bhagavad Gita perfectly, and that's how he is fighting that war. And in the previous verse, he talks about Jaya, Apajaya. Either you will be winning or you won't be winning. Who knows? It is under the providence. It depends on the providence, whether we will be winning this war or losing this war. But to fight this war, that is our duty. So, Indra, pick up your weapon and do your duty. And this is what Vritasura is instructing Indra. And in return, Indra is glorifying Vritasura, since he is the pure devotee of Lord. And Vritasura is showing that, showing the qualities of a devotee as he is fighting, as he is speaking. And he is such a devotee that he is not running away from the battlefield, even though the situations are so tough. That situation, it's going to be, already one of his hand is cut. He lost one of his arm. But still he is fighting this war in the tough situations. And that is the devotee. So without determination, one cannot become a devotee. Like Radhanath Maharaj talks about. When Srila Prabhupada is in New Vrindavan, when he is giving a lecture, Bhagavatam lecture, one devotee asked this question, Prabhupada, what if we don't have determination? And Prabhupada says that then you are like an animal. So this human form of life is given to us so that we can have determination in performing a devotional service. One cannot run away from the devotional service when there are the trying conditions, and the conditions are bad. One should be situated more in devotional service when there are the difficult situations. And that's what Vritasura is showing here. And that's where Lord Indra is glorifying Vritasura. That is still, he stick to devotional service. He is not wavering in his devotional service. And he is determined. That's what Srila Prabhupada writes. Indra was surprised to see that Vritasura, undisturbed, was fixed in his devotional service to the Lord. For such a mentality is impossible for a demon. It is not possible for a demon. They will try to run away actually. But here this person is stood there in fighting this war. There are the incidents, even though the devotee is trying to run away, Supreme Lord try to catch them. He don't leave them. That is the glory of a devotional service. devotee trying to serve Supreme Lord and Supreme Lord trying to serve devotee. So he makes sure that devotee is back in the devotional service. Like there is a saint in South India, he becomes as one of the alvar. And this person, his main duty is to make flower garlands to Supreme Lord. In a sense, first of all, he does the gardening, and then the flowers, he plucks the flowers, and then those flowers are offered to Supreme Lord in the form of a garland. He is such a person, wherever he see, whomever he see, he look at them and see if that person in any way is useful for Supreme Lord. In a sense, he looks at them, is it flower or it is not flower? If it is a flower, I can offer to Lord. If it is not a flower, then I won't be offering to Lord. This is how his consciousness is all the time. He is such a deep meditation of serving Lord Ranganath. You don't even pay attention to the ladies also. One of the lady who is the dasi, or who is the dancer in the king's court, she's very, very beautiful, and she's a prostitute also. When she came, he just looked at her and then asking, is she a flower or is not a flower? Can I offer her to Lord or no? No. She didn't even pay attention to her. Her ego got hurt. And she told the lady next to her, I will make sure that this person is behind me, is going to be running behind me. And she made a plan for that. She came in normal dress, ordinary dress, and she told him that I don't have anyone with me. Can I be with you, assist you in serving Ranganath? He said, okay. And she's helping him in gardening. One day it happened that there is a heavy rain, and she's being a lady. He is having only one room, kutir. And he was in the kutir, and she could not go inside because he is a man. Feeling pity on her, he invited her inside. And she's fully wet. He asked her to change her dress. And that time then he fell in love with her. And from that day onwards, he starts be with her and started developing affection and love for her. So much so that it becomes difficult for him to live without her. And then finally, she left him and went to her place. Now he knows who she is, but he is so much in love with her, so much. He could not bear separation from her. He used to go to her house and she used to kick him out, especially her mother, because he don't have money to spend time with her. And Ranganath, seeing his devotee's piteous condition, normally when they offer bhoga to Lord, they offer in a golden plate. Ranganath ji stole one of the plates, he kept it behind the deity, and then he went in the form of a Brahmana, gave this plate to this girl's mother, and told her, I am the disciple of that person, so please allow him to be with your daughter. So then she accepted and then allowed him. This person don't know anything, enjoying with her. And the priest, they found one of a plate is missing, bhoga plate. Informed king, and then king started giving orders to search for the plate. So soldiers are searching each and every house, and they found the plate in this house. And her mother said that it is the plate is given by his disciple to me, so he is the culprit. We are not the culprit. Then king arrested him, this person, and then put him in the jail. That night, Ranganathji comes into the dream of king. That is not a stolen plate. That is my property. I have taken it and I have given it. How can you think that is a stolen property? It is not stolen. Out of my wish, I gave it to the prostitute because my devotee is struggling so much. I could not bear to see my devotee struggling so much. This is the mercy of Supreme Lord. Even though this person, this devotee is going away from him, but this devotee is served Supreme Lord so much, Supreme Lord, he is feeling so bad that this devotee is unable to fulfill his desires. That is the mercy of Supreme Lord. And of course, knowing this, then immediately he understood what mistake he has done. This Alvar. Then he corrected himself and never to turn back again. And he went on to become an Alvar, who is the unalloyed devotee of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is the mercy of a Supreme Lord. So whoever tastes this mercy of Supreme Lord, it is so difficult for them to live, even though situations are so difficult for them in their life. And that Vrutrasura is showing in his actions how he is so much determined to fight this war without deviating from the devotional service. And explaining about Vrutrasura is Srimad Bhagvatam, which is the glorious scripture we have a fortune to read and to hear from these wonderful, wonderful pastimes. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So I'll stop here and then see if anybody is having any questions or comments.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam to you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much. In spite of some inconveniences where you're staying, you still came and gave the class. You were mentioning about some light problem and internet problem, I think. Yeah. So, yeah, very nice. When we were reading through these verses, I was just amazed that, what is Bhagavatam trying to tell us? That a person who's got a label of a demon, but then we have to understand that there is a past of a person, and then Krishna knows our past, present, future. So we just have to have like in fact my faith was a little bit moving out as what's going on, because we know Indra is also devotee, and here Vritasura is like a bigger devotee, because what is going on. But yeah, it probably, as we read further, it will clear out, and a lot to understand from this, that anyone who becomes a devotee, and especially this thing was so appreciated by me, which now I'm hearing in Bhagavatam, that it's not like a devotee will come from a devotee family only. Anyone can become a devotee, a Brahmana, Vaishnava, provided he is purifying his life by the process given by Srila Prabhupada. That is the main thing. And I think because of this, Srila Prabhupada faced a lot of opposition also, that, you're like, especially I think in India or somewhere, In India, only people said, all these people you're making Brahmana, the American people. And so Prabhupada said, well, I don't know what Prabhupada said, but I think basically what I understand is that he thought as Kali Yuga is progressing, at least, these people are following me, they're listening to me. So, they're getting the mercy. It's very simple. You follow your Guru Maharaj and you get the mercy. You don't follow, then you're on your own with your own mind and situation, like that. But thank you so much for explaining this through other examples and stories. Really liked the class. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Okay, any other questions? Okay, I guess there are no questions. You can stop.
Also, Prabhuji, I would just tell all the speakers after the Damodar Banth is coming this Sunday, right? So if everybody add a little katha to the class, so that way we can hear about the glories of Lord Damodar Banth throughout the month. It's a whole month of celebration, merciful month. So I just wanted to mention to you that whenever your next class is and you're coming so kindly to with us twice a month, that just you can add some Leela of Damodar Leela, which we hear year after year, but we don't, we still look forward, to hear kathas about Krishna as like a Bal Leela. So please add that, Prabhuji, to your class in the following weeks to come. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.